Hi everyone, this is Jesus Arredondo. I'm going to be presenting today my teaching presentation on SQL Select statements and some other features with SQL. So SQL stands for Structured Query Language and is used to manipulate, retrieve data from a database, do all kinds of stuff with databases. We can insert rows, we can delete rows, we can delete information, create tables, but specifically this select helps us in many ways. So we can retrieve data from the database and bring it back. So the SQL statement is used to retrieve data, as I already mentioned, from databases, and the execution of these statements is commonly known as queries. So the result of these queries, of running these queries, is called the data set, and it is normally just the data that's brought back, or the result that is brought back from querying or from running these queries against the database. There are several reserved words in the language that use it that helps us build these queries. Some of those are select, from, where, order by, join, and there are some others that actually helps us bring and build these queries. And here at the bottom, I'm just presenting the basic syntax for creating a query. So here we see the select word that we are pretty much telling the database, select such and such columns, because in a database we will have columns and rows, and columns are actually groups of information that are pretty much the same. We can have the table product with the columns product name, product ID. So pretty much we will tell the query what columns we want to select, or if we want to select all columns there. We can then provide the where statement to actually find some conditions, and the order by pretty much helps us tell it, order all this information based on such and such column. So I like SQL because it is a very intuitive language. I think it is just like speaking English. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show the first and basic example using the select statement. For these examples, I decided to use the databases that we imported from the book, My Guitar Shop 1 and My Guitar Shop 2. And I have decided also to do these examples using the my SQL Workbench software. So I can connect to the database and bring back some result sets from there by running some of the queries. So right here in the image, I placed a lot of images on the presentation showing where I was running the queries. So let's go, and I'm gonna select the actually I'm gonna select the SQL Workbench, and I was executing these before we started the presentation, so I can actually change the column to say that I want to view. Let's see, columns. What columns do we have? What tables do we have? I should say guitar tables, orders. We have orders. So as I said, you have to actually um, use the proper syntax. We have the select, and this asterisk in this case helps us tell the database that I want to bring all the columns, all the rows from that table. So pretty much all the information containing that table. So let me just go ahead. I'll run this. We run that using this button here on the work database workbench. It says that there's nothing in there. So I'll try again with products. Let's see. Okay, products have some information. It has a product ID, category ID, product code, and then product name and list price for the products. So pretty much this is how this statement for selecting everything works. Now, the second example that I want to show, it's using two things. The first thing is selecting certain columns from the table and then setting up a condition. So we will go and do that. Let's say that I don't want everything from the table. I just want the name of the product. So that's going to be product name. And we place a comma to specify the next column that I want to bring, and that's list price. We have to make sure that the names of the columns are the same as they are shown here. If not, we're going to get some type of error that down here. So when I run this query, looks the same, but it just brings two of the columns. The columns that I specify in here were brought. So in our example, I was setting up a where clause. So we can say where list price. It's gonna be more than, or we can say less than. That's okay, less than 700. And so if there is anything less than 700, pretty much, let's see, pretty much everything except for these two that are 799. I'm gonna say 300. Well, it's bringing everything. I'll change that to 300 so it brings less data. So the only record that's less than $300, it's this Wattsborn D100, and that's an S. So so we have set up one condition. So pretty much we're telling select the product name, the list price from the products table where the list price is less than 300. What if I do the same with 500? Should get some more data here. Right. So I'm getting more and more articles that are less in price, are less than 500. So let's go ahead and look at this example right here. Here I'm doing the same query, but actually I'm adding one thing, and that's the like statement. So I can actually bring anything that contains the word Gibson. So right now, let's change this to where product name. Yeah, the product name, like, and then we use single quotes here. Then if I place the percentage before and after the word, that means that doesn't matter. Bring whatever contains the word in the middle or at the beginning. It doesn't matter what's before and after the word. Gibson, I think it is. Let's see, let's run it. And yeah, there are two articles that have Gibson. What if well, the word Gibson is the first one, but I can change it. It says SG, so it brings only this one and whatever has SG. So it brought that, and this time if I take this out, I say that it has to be something with SG at the beginning of the word and whatever it follows. So it should bring nothing. And yeah, it brought nothing because there's nothing like that. So this is pretty much how it works. Now, there's a way to use this select clause or the select statement to bring data that has some conditions based on two tables, and those are called joins. And we can select data based on multiple tables. And here I show just graphic representation of each join. The outer left join will bring all the data that doesn't match with the condition from table A, and that data from table B that actually matches the condition of, that's pretty much the same or has same information based on one column that we'll specify on the query. The inner join is the join that's the most used because it brings the intersection of data. It means that, for example, if I have the table product that contains a category ID and I have the table category with a category ID, and I say that I want to do an inner join, we'll bring those records in which the category ID for the product table and category ID from the category table are the same. And for the right join, it will bring all the records that don't match and the intersection also of data from table A. So that means that I will have all the records from table B and the intersection of records from table A. So here is just the way that this is built, and we have the select, the columns that we want to select, the from, and then the table one will be the first table that we are going to use. Then we specify the type of join that we are going to be doing, and the table two that we are going to be using for this join. And then we specify the table one column that we're going to be using to do the comparison with the table two and column two. And then we can add the where and the criteria, and also group by on order by columns if we want to. So for this example, I'll run a query. Let me see if I think I already copy and pasted. It's pretty long. It's the longest that I have done. So here I am saying, select a product name and list price from the products table and do an inner join based on the table two categories, where I'm gonna be doing this join on products category ID where it equals category ID from the category table. So we specify this dot to say that this is the table where I want to be looking to, and this is the field. So let's run it and see if we get some data. Let me see, there must be an error here. So categories, products, and 4 rows. All right, from products. Okay, I just executed it again, and it brought me actually the inner join for those. So here is the result where all these products actually matches the ID. So I'm going to do select product ID. I just want to see product ID, comma. Let's see, products and category ID. Actually, I needed to place the category ID here. ID. Product. It is category ID. Sorry about that. Category ID. Okay, let's see. Okay, I need to do it this way. To run it. Yeah. And then category ID here. So yeah, as you can see, it brought all the products that were category ID and category ID from the both tables are the same. And that's pretty much how the inner join works. I really like the SQL language. I think it is an easy language. You can get complex queries, but I think it's very intuitive and it helps us to actually bring all that data. And we'll see later on in this course probably how to use that along with PHP. And that's going to be exciting, I think. I hope this presentation has helped you and as has helped me to for me it was a reminder of some of these things. I've worked with databases a long time ago, and please, if you have any question about what I just has shown, you can post your questions in the discussion board, and I bet either me or anybody else is going to answer it. And thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Thank you. Bye.